Hello, everybody, and welcome to Youth Connect Friday, October 22nd. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nabroth.
I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Hello, guys. Happy Friday. I hope that you are having a wonderful week. But to start off our Youth Connect, we always want to do our gaming news and our video game of the week. So for our video game of the week, I have a game that is a bit suspicious, I must say. And this game of the week is called Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl. Now, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl brings together all of your favorite Nickelodeon characters for one bombastic battle. Face off with a power-packed cast of heroes from the top shows within the Nickelodeon universe, including SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Invader Zim, and many more, to determine the ultimate champion with unique moves and attacks drawn directly from their identifiable personalities. Each brawler has their own unique style of play for endless action. The game also boasts that it has over 20 theme levels like Jellyfish Fields from the SpongeBob SquarePants show and the Technodrome from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and many more. Also very interesting is that if you think that this is meant for one player, think again, because this game is up to 4 players locally and up to 2 players in online, or actually up to 4 players in online multiplayer. Now, I don't know why, but this game, it sounds like something that I've talked about before. I just can't seem to put my finger on it. It sounds like a fighting game of something that I don't know. Oh well, I guess I can't really think about it. And next up, we have Kevin, and Kevin has with us some local Canadian news and weather.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Youth Connect. The time is now 3:33. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja. But first, we've got the headlines. Ontario reports nearly 500 new COVID-19 cases as province prepares reopening plan exit. Ford says new Canadian supports his views on immigration. The Reconciliation Project is vulnerable to cynicism, and Trudeau's Tofino trip didn't help. Number of active cases associated with Ontario school drops to lowest level in a month. And Montreal's Chris Boucher to return to Raptors lineup. Ontario reports close to 500 new COVID-19 cases on Friday, along with 12 new deaths, as leaders prepare to announce an end to some of the last remaining pandemic mitigation measures still in place in the province. The Ministry of Health says that 248 of Friday's cases were unvaccinated, 21 had one dose of a vaccine, and 167 were fully vaccinated, and 56 had unknown vaccination status. Unvaccinated and partially vaccinated people make up 27% of Ontario's population, but 55% of cases detected on Friday. The Ford government is set to announce further relaxing of COVID-19 mitigation measures today, likely including a return of 100% capacity for restaurants and fitness centers. UHN infectious disease specialist Dr. Isaac Bogart said there were plenty of indicators showing Ontario is in good and improving shape in this fight against COVID-19. The Ministry of Health said there were 261 patients in the hospital due to COVID-19 today, with 149 in intensive care. 88% of eligible Ontario residents now have at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine, and 83% are fully vaccinated. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said he believes the opposition is playing politics over his comments on immigrants, and he's been told by many new Canadians his remarks were bang on. Ford was asked on Wednesday by Brampton East MPP Garantan Singh in question period whether he is ready to apologize for the comments that play into racist stereotypes about new Canadians. The comments about immigrants were made when Ford was speaking to reporters about a labor shortage in Tecumseh on Monday. But then the premier specified that he only wanted hardworking people to come to Ontario. Shortly after the comments were made, all three opposition parties spoke out and demanded Ford apologize for the remarks. Ford was asked on Tuesday by the NDP to apologize for the discriminatory comments. He did not, and instead used the opportunity to say he is pro immigration. Ford told Singh he will go to his community and door knock and see the response from the Sikh community. He said he's been told already by the Sikh community that his comments were bang on and that he needs to stay focused. Justin Trudeau's visit to the Tk'emlúps, the Saskatchewan nation in British Columbia on Monday, was a moment of reckoning over the Prime Minister's latest vacation-related scandal and over his entire record on reconciliation. That trip to Tofino was further evidence that Trudeau has, at the very least, poor risk perception. Most politicians have or acquire a keen awareness of anything that could into trouble. They learn to examine their actions in terms of whether something is likely to make them look bad. Maybe Trudeau assumed that since he was going to spend part of a first initial day of truth and reconciliation speaking with survivors on residential schools and had attended an official ceremony the night before, it wouldn't matter if he was also departed that day for a short post-election vacation with his wife and children. If so, he assumed wrong, but most politicians in his positions probably wouldn't even have taken a chance. The other price Trudeau's paid for that trip was having to sit beside Cook P7 chief Roseanne Casimir on Monday as she explained twice how Trudeau's decision to pass on the community's invitation to travel there had caused shock, anger, and sorrow and disbelief in her community. Fairly or not, Trudeau was already been accused of not doing enough. It would be an even larger problem for his party if those accusations are even louder whenever his government goes looking for a fourth term in office. Ontario's publicly funded school boards are reporting more than 100 new cases of COVID 19, but the number of active infections continues to decline in lockstep with the reduction in cases in the border community. The Ministry of Education said there were 107 new school related cases confirmed over a 24-hour period ending Tuesday afternoon, including 85 student cases and 22 staff cases. The number of schools with at least one active case is also declining and now stands at 592. At this time last week, there were 704 schools with at least one active cases. Meanwhile, Etobicoke's Greenholm Junior Middle School is currently the only school in Ontario that is closed due to a COVID-19 outbreak after as many as 9 schools were shut last week. It should be noted that a count by CP24 reveals that there were at least 137 individual classroom cohorts in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area that have been switched to remote learning due to a positive case, but unlike in October 2020, cases now appear to be on the decline after rising quickly during the first few weeks of September. Schools, however, still account for a disproportionate number of all outbreaks. Chris Boucher is set to make his return to the Raptors lineup, and his timing couldn't be better. The 28-year-old Montreal sat out the entire preseason after dislocating his left middle finger in practice. Boucher said after morning shoot-around that he had been cleared to return for a Wednesday night season opener against the visiting Washington Wizards. The night marked the first regular season game at Scotiabank Arena since February 28, 2020, so it's 600 days ago. The Raptors were forced to make Tampa Bay from Florida their home last season because of protocols and border restrictions around COVID-19. Boucher averaged 13.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and a 1.9 blocks per game last season. Because of protocols, and he signed a 2-year deal worth US 113.5 million US dollars contracted a year ago and will be unrestricted free agent following the 2021 to 2022 season. Boucher said he suffered the injury playing 5-on-5 in training camp. He had surgery to realign the bones. In today's weather forecast, we've got a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. The temperature is now 9 degrees centigrade. On Saturday afternoon, we're getting a chance of shower. Tomorrow, the temperature will be 11 degrees centigrade. That's all to report on weather. Next up, have a good weekend, folks. But next up, we've got Aiden's video gaming news and board game news.
Thank you so much, Kevin. You know what? I hope his leg heals fully, because when you tear, it's painful, and you know what? Tearing muscles is not good at all. Now, I was going to talk about some PS1 emulator, but I have something that's even more cooler, and I really want you guys to check out. If you own Minecraft Java, and you've ever seen a Minecraft mod before, I've actually explained what these things are. Please check out the MMD Spooky Jam. So I just want to say, what is Spooky Jam? So Spooky Jam is MMD's annual fall celebration for the modded Minecraft community. During October, they host a mod jam where members of the community are encouraged to create mods that fit the seasonal vibe. Participants are also encouraged to collaborate, explore new skills, and challenge themselves. During Spooky Jam, they also host a public Minecraft server so that anyone that wants to join and check out the valid mod jam suggestions. Some of the mods are quite interesting, including Halloween candies, spooky ghosts, orangey kind of like candles, and they also have a few other ones. But the entire project is currently out, and people are still sending in submissions. And if you guys ever have Minecraft Java and you wanted to try mods out before, I recommend checking out the MMD Spooky Jam mod pack and mod pack. Because even for me, I might need to check it out, because some of these submissions are actually really cool and they fit the spooky season. So I can't turn down such an amazing and interesting concept. Like it's so cool. So again, MMD Spooky Jam. Very cool. Mods, absolutely amazing. Next up, though, we have Joshua. And Joshua has with us some world news and, of course, your favorite cute animal news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to You Connect. Here's what's happening around the world. More than 20 people safely escaped after plane crashes outside Houston. No major injuries were reported when a Boston-bound plane carrying more than 20 people struck a fence and erupted in flames while taking off at Houston Executive Airport on Tuesday morning, officials said. All passengers and crew managed to leave the plane safely, two with minor injuries, before firefighters extinguished the flames engulfing the McDonnell Douglas MDA-87 on a wild field on a field outside the airport, local officials said. The plane did not attain the right altitude, then rolled through a fence and caught fire in a field. Just after 10 a.m., while attempting to depart, the Federal Aviation Administration FAA said in a statement, the plane traveled about 500 feet on the runway before the crash. The chartered plane was headed to Boston for a Major League Baseball game between the Houston Astros and Boston Red Sox. The registered owner of the plane is James Allen Kent, according to the Texas Controller of Public Accounts. Tim Gibson, director of the Walter Harris Emergency Services District 200, said all passengers had self-extracted and the team assisted them from the field where the plane crashed. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board (NTSB) will be investigating the crash. Haitian gangs' latest escalation has international groups and residents living in fear. The fate of a group of missionaries, most of Americans being held for ransom by a criminal gang in Haiti, remains unclear Thursday. 16 U.S. nationals and 1 Canadian were kidnapped on Saturday after returning from an orphanage. The group is asking for $17 million to release the missionaries. Residents in the Haitian capital of Port-au-Prince remain in a consistent state of fear after criminal gangs have swept the area to fill the void of an unstable government. One man told the CBS News, Manuel Bohorquez, through a translator, that he fears for his life and has to go out to work for his family. Charles Joel, a 29-year-old married father of one, says if he does not pay the gangs an extortion fee, they will not let him drive. Drivers of a small army that delivers desperately needed food, medicine, and other items from the central warehouse of food for the poor say they are targets. Monsignor O.G. Bobor said the warehouse is nearly full, but they cannot deliver the supplies. Turning to technology news, Apple unveiled its new MacBooks and its next generation AirPods. Apple showed off its second batch of new products ahead of the all-important holiday shopping season. At a virtual event on Monday, the company showed off 2 high-end MacBook Pro laptops powered by its next-generation silicone chip. It also unveiled AirPods 3, its entry-level wireless earbuds that borrow a few features from its higher-end AirPods Pro line. Apple's event came amid ongoing concerns about global component shortages and logistics issues across the tech industry. Apple announced new MacBook Pro laptops that uses its new in-house M1 Pro and M1 Max processors, which promise to be 70% faster and more efficient than its previous M1 chip. The MacBook Pro comes in 2 sizes, 16 inches, and for the first time, a 14-inch model, and features thinner bezels and improved displays with a higher refresh rate. Other improvements include longer-lasting batteries and an advanced front-facing camera that can take 1080p video. The company is also bringing back the HDMI port, SD card slot, and MagSafe charger. Apple introduced an update to its entry-level AirPods that features the AirPods Pro line. AirPods comes with spatial radio, with specialty audio, better sound quality, providing more powerful bass and crisp high frequency, and is sweat and water resistant for workouts. It also comes with a contour design and adaptive EQ, a feature previously found only on AirPods Pro. The wireless earbuds customize sound in real time by adjusting frequencies based on what your ear is hearing. The latest model highlights improved battery performance, promising up to 6 hours of battery life and 5 minutes of charge time. Will get an hour of use. Turning to animal interest news. Beaver released from Vancouver Island Animal Center after being shot multiple times. An injured beaver has recovered after being shot multiple times, according to the BCSPCA Wild Animal Rehabilitation Center, Wild ARC, located in Mitchellson, BC. Wild ARC says that when the beaver was first found, she was suffering from life-threatening injuries. The beaver received emergency care and surgery at the Elk Lake Veterinary Hospital, and then rehabilitation at Wild RC. Unfortunately, one of her eyes could not be saved and had to be removed, said the Animal Center in a social media post Monday. Despite the injury, the Wild RC says that the beaver has recovered and has been released back into the wild. We are thrilled to announce that the recently this patient was released from being successfully rehabilitated. Said the wild RC, she grew to love playing in her pool and enjoyed spending time in the water. This is Joshua Show reporting for Uconnect. That's it for me. I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Thank you so much, Joshua. I'm really just thinking about the first news that you talked about. Oh, that's not good. I don't know how they're going to even give that money because they were in an orphanage. I don't think they would have even the money to give. So let's hope that they stay all right and that they come out safe. But for your last video game news, we got to do a board game. And what best to do with board games? You got to do your board game of the week, similar to the video game of the week. But guess what? Now it's a board game. And this board game of the week is actually a really unique one called Kodama. This beautiful card game has a simple premise. You're growing a tree in a forest and must expand it outwards using branches that contain various icons like mushrooms, caterpillars, and fireflies. The goal is to link branches that contain some of the same symbols on them, which will earn you points in return. With each season, the rules of the game and your hidden goals will change, earning you the chance to score an extra points at the end of each round if you meet certain conditions. Essentially, Kodama is a strategy pattern matching game, but there's also something so calming about trying to grow the best tree you can. It's a low-stress strategy game, and I really recommend it to anyone looking for an easy-to-learn game with a cute aesthetic. And you know what? I like a game where you're not fighting against each other, and instead you're just growing a nice tree. And how interesting is that? So if you guys check out this game, make sure to send photos to us. If you have any photos or if you have any videos, make sure to send it because we would love to see that you are, checking out these board games and that I'm suggesting. But next up, though, we have Nebraska, and Nebraska has with us some movie and podcast news.
Hello everybody, how are you guys today? My name is Nebraska and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top three. And the top three is about the circus has arrived in Whitehorse. Every Sunday afternoon in October, a group of up to 15 people gather to take part in the Yukon's first circus school for adults. Sundays is organized by the Yukon Circus Society and held at Avalanche Athletics downtown. Participants learn and practice a wide range of circus activities, including juggling, aerial hoop, acrobatics, and silk work. Graham Roach is a member of the Yukon Circus Society. He's also one of the trainers. For years, we have been traveling around the communities and doing circus camp for kids. Roach said, once we found out about this place, we thought we should do something for adults as well because adults need fun too. Roach calls himself a mathlete of the circus world. I'm not an aerialist, he explained. I do stilt walking and unicycling and various juggling and prop manipulations. I'm not very good at climbing the skills or getting all those lovely bruises from the hoops, but I'm very good at hand-eye coordination. The program is funded by the Yukon government. Roach said the funding goes toward renting the facility and hiring coaches for self-directed studies. This program it's been really exciting to see people coming from the first time, being really brave, trying new things, and it's wonderful to learn that something that you have never thought your body could do, your body actually can do. There's a place for everyone. You can find your niche in this array of possibilities that circus is. Circus is beautiful. This circus is located in Yukon, and it's for adults. So I've seen a lot of photos. This is a great campus. It has a lot of good ground, a big ground, so it's good for practicing. And the reviews are good too. So if you're trying to get into the circus, you don't have to go to Yukon. There's a circus called it's in Toronto, so you can apply there if you want to learn some tricks or tips for juggling or unicycling, and that's all. So before I go to my second story, I'd like to give you guys the fact of the day. And today's fact of the day is, drum roll, So, did you know Chinese police use geese squads? So, if you haven't heard, everyone has heard of police dogs, but police geese. As of 2013, 12 police stations in rural China area have begun to use geese as sentries. They're alert animals, and as you probably know, they can create a lot of noise and commotion, which is creative Chinese law enforcement officers are taking advantage of. While this trend has yet to spread throughout China, Dongguan police claim that the geese have already stopped at least one theft. Isn't that amazing? Instead of dogs, geese, and it's right? They're loud and they can make noise, and which is nice. So let's go to my second story. And my second story is Global will present Adele One Night Only, a primetime special welcoming back the superstar performer with an extraordinary concert performance that includes the earliest opportunity to hear her first new material in 6 years. Can you believe it? 6 years. The 2-hour event will broadcast Sunday, November 15 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. PD on Global, and available to stream live and on demand on Stack TV and the Global TV app. Is set to be shot in Los Angeles. The special will include some of Adele's chart-topping hits, in addition to several never-before-heard songs. And also, in addition, the special will feature an exclusive interview with Adele by Oprah Winfrey from her Rose Garden and Adele's first televised wide-range conversation about her new album, the stories behind the songs, life after a divorce, weight loss, and raising her son. The English singer-songwriter is one of the biggest-selling music artists. Her all includes 15 Grammy Awards, 9 Brit Awards, and an Academy Award, and a Golden Globe. Her album 21 is one of the biggest-selling albums of the 21st century. Recently, Adele announced the November 19 release of her latest album, 30, on Columbia Records. The album is preceded by the first single, Easy On Me. If you haven't heard that, just go to YouTube and search Easy On Me by Adele, which was released last week. Adele One Night Only is produced by Full Well 73 Production and Onward Productions in association with Harpoon Productions. Executive producers are Ben Vincent, Adele, Jonathan Dickens, and Raj Kapoor. So before I go to my third and final story, I would like to say one of my favorite artists is Adele, and I'm very happy. I heard the song. I heard the song "Easy on Me," and it's amazing. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. So before I go to my third and final story, I would like to give you guys the tip of the day. So today's tip of the day is to make to-do lists. Right. First, I told you guys about agendas, but agendas are they're similar to-do lists, but to-do lists are different, right? And here's also a tip. If you don't have time, for example, you're doing something else, and you have typed in your to-do list something big you have to do, right? Just create something short that's easy to do and in time, right? And don't stress out. Just make a to-do list and just write something that's easy to do in the time frame. Yeah, and let's go to my third and final story. So the Walt Disney Co. announced on Monday that it's pushing back several of its upcoming movies, including Indiana Jones 5 and several Marvel Cinematic Universe installments. The company said Monday that the fifth Indiana Jones, a James Mangold directed and Steven Spielberg produced installment, which sees the return of Harrison Ford as the adventurous archaeologist, will be delayed almost a year and open in theaters in June 2023. Almost a year. Meanwhile, Variety reported that almost the entire slate of upcoming Marvel movies will be delayed in some capacity. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was moved from March 25th to May 6th. Thor Love and Thunder changed from May 6th to July 8th, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the sequel to immensely popular 2018 hit Black Panther, will now debut on November 11th instead of July 8th. With the Black Panther sequel moving to November, The Marvels was postponed to early 2023, while Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was bumped from February 17 to July 28, 2023. The Black Panther sequel and the Indiana Jones movies are currently in production despite the delays. Ooh, that's a big one. So yeah, a lot of movies are delaying. Like I said, Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, the Marvels, which is Captain Marvel 2. So here's an interesting fact too. The Captain Marvel 2, which will feature uh, Kamala Khan, starring, which will be played by Iman Vellani. She's a Pakistani, but she was born in Canada, in Markham. Isn't it amazing? Though it will be the first time a Pakistani will go in Marvel in the MCU, and she'll be played by Kamala Khan, like I said before. And if you don't know, she'll be playing Captain Marvel 2, and also she'll be playing Miss Marvel. So 2 movies. So if these 2 movies goes good in the box office, she'll become a hit. And this is what happens, right? One door opens to the other. And who knows, if the both movies are a hit, which they will, I'm pretty sure, they will open doors for her. And this is amazing, right? You never know. This is amazing. Yeah. So, and that's all for me. As always, this is Nebraska from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. Back to Eden.
So apparently, Miss Judith told me that her mom says that geese have been used for such a long time that I think that technically mom says that she thinks that they're onto something. Geese have a higher purpose, but what?
Maybe becoming police officers? Who knows?
Who knows? We could know that geese are actually robots. Yeah. They're actually just here to destroy us. No, that just sounds like spooky conspiracy stuff. But geese, they might serve a greater purpose, and that would be awesome. For our last person, the cherry on top of our Youth Connect, we always got to have Jeffrey with live music.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Friday out there. I'm going to be playing Even Flow by Pro Jam, so I hope everybody's out there ready to rock. Maybe see a little better Saturdays. Oh, hey now, face that seems time to get ain't familiar. Yeah. Oh, dark grin, he can't help when he's happy, it looks insane. Even flow, thoughts arrive like butterflies. Oh, he don't know, so he chases that away. Oh, something says he'll begin his life again, life again, life again. Oh, new land. Look through the paper though he doesn't know how to read. Oh, praying now to do something they've never shown amazing. Oh, feeling understands the weather of the winter's on its way. Yeah. Oh, ceiling, feel Bob drink the long Hall of Shame. Even flow, thoughts arrive like a firefly. Getting in the way. M-O-N. M-O-N. Yeah! Woo! Yeah. He don't know, so he chases that away. Some may say he'll begin his life again. Oh, whispering wind, he'll begin his way. M-O-N. 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 Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Come on, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Hope everybody has a great Friday, and it's back to you, Aiden.
What a great way to start off the week and getting into the weekend. So thank you so much, Jeffrey. But I also want to thank my other co-hosts. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Joshua. And of course, thank you so much, Nebraska. And this is the end of our Youth Connect. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Anyways, guys, other than that, we will see you all next week. Have a great week, guys. But other than that, goodbye.
Bye.